As you all should know, Squirtle is the best Pokemon, being adorable, super strong, and just the coolest Pokemon. So today we will be attempting what should be the easiest solo run of all time, as Squirtle is the best Pokemon ever. So, enjoy the video. And recently, there have actually been some rumors going around that Wooper is actually the best Pokemon, when deep down, we really all know that it's Squirtle. Also, if you aren't subscribed yet, make sure to do so as it helps out the channel so much, and go follow me over on twitch.tv/magcraft1. Link will be in the description. So without further ado, enjoy the video. So to start this challenge off, we start by naming ourselves Mad K, and then our rival Bad K, so he will be eternally worse than us. We then go to the starter selection choice, and choose our one and only Squirtle, as it is the only Pokemon you should ever need, and is the best Pokemon of all time. We choose our little Squirtly boy, and make our way over to name him Squirts. We then challenge our rival to the first rival battle of the challenge, and he sends out his only Pokemon, his Bulbasaur. But hold on. Bulbasaur is a grass type, and grass and electric are the only two types that we are actually scared of this run, being super effective against us. So him having a Pokemon that's always super effective against us is horrible. Anyway, we were able to KO it this time with a couple of tackles, but I assure you, that is not how it goes in the future. We defeat our rival and make our way to Viridian City, where we make our way into the Pokemart and receive Oak's parcel. And then, what do you know, deliver it to Oak. We then make our way through Viridian Forest and to Pewter City, hometown of the first gym. We make our way into the first gym and challenge Brock. Being the Rock type specialist, he sends out his Geodude at first, who we are easily able to KO with Bubble. The same goes for his Onix, and that is the first gym down. Being a Rock type gym was very easily defeatable. We then receive the Boulder Badge from Brock and move on. We then make our way to the route just right of Pewter City, where we obtain the running shoes from the aide. We then make our way into Mount Moon and meet Super Nerd Miguel in the middle and convince him of his selfish ways into giving us a Helix Fossil, which we will absolutely never use. But we then make our way to the Move Tutors, where we teach our Squirtle Mega Punch, which is going to come out very handy. We then make our way to Cerulean City and into the gym, where Misty is waiting for us. We decide to go right in because I feel like we're very strong, and here shows as we KO the Staryu in 2 hits. The Starmie hits us, and we live on 2 HP, but we clutch up and are able to get the Cascade Badge from Misty with ease. Next up is a rival battle with Bad K yet again, and this is where things start to go downhill with his battles. He sends out his Pidgeot, which is his first Pokemon. We Water Pulse it, and he withdraws it. Next is the Bulbasaur. But, wait. Why is this a problem? Now, if you look up Bulbasaur's movesets in Fire Red, he knows Sleep Powder at level 15. Sleep Powder is a move that puts you asleep. And now, our Squirtle instantaneously goes to bed when he uses this. That, combined with its grass typing, makes it a nightmare. As you can see here, we got continuously over and over again. Let's go! Yes! Okay, when finally we were able to KO the Bulbasaur, then the Pidgeotto, and the Abra, finally defeating Bad K. We then go and receive the SS Anne ticket from Bill and make our way to Vermilion City and onto the SS Anne. We then go and challenge Bad K to, what do you know, another rival battle. And as per usual, we are able to very easily Water Pulse his Pidgeotto, but then get embarrassed by his now Ivysaur, sleep powdering us into oblivion. We then reset and challenge Bad K to yet another battle. This time, though, he sends out his Pidgeotto yet again, first Pokemon, and we send out our little Squirtle. Our Squirtle is very easily able to deal with it with 2 Water Pulses, as usual, and then his Ivysaur. This time, we are able to get a critical hit Mega Punch. KOing the Ivysaur after Water Pulse. We then deal with the rest of his team very handily and defeat Bad K yet again. These battles just keep getting tougher and tougher. Next, we go and get cut from the captain. We then watched the SS Anne depart from the bay and made our way to the next gym, where there seemed to be a bit of a tree in the way. So we went to catch our HM slave for this run, a Meowth. A Squirtle can't learn cut, but Meowth obviously can. We named it like every challenge we do, and taught it respective cut. We then went and chopped that tree down, allowing us access to the gym. We finished the trash can puzzle and made our way to Lieutenant Surge. Voltorb and Pikachu were an absolute cakewalk, and next up is his final Pokemon, Raichu, the toughest one. But due to 2 water pulses, one of them being a critical hit, even us being paralyzed, we were able to take it out in 2 hits, winning us the gym battle and obtaining the Thunder Badge. Next up, we make our way to Rock Tunnel, which is going to be the most painful part of this entire challenge, and you'll see why later. But for this time, we make our way to Lavender Town, the next town. We then make our way to Celadon City from there, and into the Rocket Hideout through the game corner. We then make our way to Giovanni, the leader of Team Rocket, and inevitably challenge him to a battle, as everybody hates each other in this entire game. He is an absolute breeze, and we mow through him with our Squirtle. We then make our way into the department store, where we buy a bunch of X items, as we will need to be much more powerful for the following gym, the Grass Gym. I then decide that we should grind up a little bit more before trying our hand at the Grass Gym. We grind up until we get to level 42, when I decide that it is time to try again. We make our way into Erica's gym, and challenge her to a battle. Her first Pokemon is Victreebel, who uses Stun Spore and takes us down to half health with Giga Drain. Does another one, and then finishes off with Acid. We reset. Next up, we find out Skull Bash does half of its health, but unfortunately it does even more with Giga Drain to us, and it restores it. So, we have to find another strategy. We reset again. Then, I remember I bought those X items, so this allows us to 2-hit KO her Victreebel, and then followed by her Tanglo. Unfortunately, we only do a third of its health to the Vileplume, and it uses Acid on us. But this means that I exhausted all of its Giga Drain PP, meaning that all I had to do was brute force it and make sure that it didn't KO us with Acid. Finally beating the Vileplume.
Where's the button?
That was easy.
Let's go! Let's go!
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! And Erica. Next up, we backtrack to Lavender Town, where the Pokemon Tower is located. And guess what? Another rival battle! He sends out his Pidgeotto, and we are able to take it out easily with a couple of water pulses. Then his Ivysaur, which we bite 2 times and take it out. We finally did it without pain and suffering. His Gyarados and Growlithe, and basically just the rest of his team, are an absolute breeze, and we actually beat Bad K without a massive splitting headache. Then we have received the Poke Flute from Mr. Fuji, and make our way to the underground path and to the Snorlax, and wake him up and make him a very angry boy, and then just murder him because we can't catch him, because the only thing you should ever need is Squirtle. We then go to the second road and surpass it into Fuchsia City, home of the next gym. Squirtle now level 46, we go into the Fuchsia City gym, Koga's gym. Naturally, we challenge him to a battle, and he sends out his Coughing, who we easily KO with Hydro Pump. Next up is the Muck, who we do the exact same thing to. Next up is his other Coughing, who we are able to KO with 2 Water Pulses. His Weezing is next, and Water Pulse KOs that too, earning us an easy Soul Badge from Koga. Now, Water Pulse is going to be replaced after we make our way through the Safari Zone by the TM we obtain here for Surf. Now, this is where I realized the pain that this challenge caused us. Now, without a Pokemon that can learn Fly, we have to go through Rock Tunnel every single time we want to go back in the game or even just slightest bit forward in the game. Now, this causes us immense pain and so much time loss. It's so dumb. But we have to do it every time because you can only use 1 Squirtle. We also have to do the same thing to Mount Moon. But even though we have to do this every single time and the amount of repels we go through, we make our way to Pallet Town. Up, we use our brand new move Surf to traverse through the waters and to Cinnabar Island, hometown of the next gym, and more importantly, the Pokemon Mansion. Because without the Pokemon Mansion, we wouldn't be able to find this secret key, and oddly enough, make it to the gym. Now, with my 8 trillion IQ, we make it through these easy Pokemon questions, and to Blaine. We challenge Blaine into a battle, and being a water type, we absolutely mow through his Growlithe, his Ponyta, and just about every other Pokemon he has out, including his Rapidash. Being level 50, this gym was an absolute breeze, hydro pumping and surfing our way through everything, earning us the Volcano Badge. We then make our way out, and accidentally, the game crashes. Ice! I didn't save! So that happened. And so we make our way back to Cinnabar Island and do everything we just did all over again. Challenge Blaine and absolutely smash and beat our way through him for the second time. Next up, we make our way out and just completely ignore Bill and make our way back through Mount Moon, Rock Tunnel, and just about everything else to Celadon City, which turns into Saffron City after we get the tea. Next up is Silphco. We make our way in into the 7th floor, where there's another rival battle. We are able to KO his first Pidgeot with Surf. Next up is his Venusaur, who takes us down to 3 HP with a couple of Razor Leafs. We then use Hydro Pump, which does less than half, and so we pretty much are done for. So we reset. Next up, we go back in, and he sends out his Venusaur, making our way to it. It puts us asleep. Again. Over and over, and over and over. It then does half of our health with another Razor Leaf. And if you didn't know, 1/2 plus 1/2 equals a whole. Meaning that this thing can effectively two-shot us. Which it does. So, we then go and buy a bunch more Hyper Potions from the Pokemart just outside the town. We then make our way back and challenge him again. This time KOing his Pidgeot with ease, and we make it to his Venusaur. And it misses its first attack. It almost KOs us, but we heal up, taking it down to red HP. Then, I got caught slipping a little bit, and it crits us, taking us out. We then make our way back to the department store to buy more X items. This time, we've got this. We use his Pidgeot as a Pokemon that isn't very threatening, and are able to use a bunch of X items until we can surf it for one hit. We then one-hit it with Hydro Pump. With all the X items we used, we boosted its attack and finally get it to faint. We do the same to his Gyarados, and then effectively obliterate his Growlithe, being a fire type. Next up is Alakazam, who is also kind of scary, but having a low defense, we are able to KO it, and finally defeat Bad K. Next, we obtain the key card and make our way to Giovanni, who we make his way into his office, and he challenges us again. I don't know why this guy is so aggressive. We KO every single one of his Pokemon in just about one hit, with the exception of his Kangaskhan, who takes a couple of hits. All of his Pokemon were very easy, and he was a little bit weak this time. We KO Giovanni and beat him again. We then make our way to the Saffron City Gym, home of Sabrina, the Psychic-type gym leader. Her first Pokemon is going to be her Kadabra, who we easily KO with Bites. Next up is her Mr. Mime, who we take down to pretty low health, but then she just Hyper Potions it back up to full. It then lands a crit Psybeam, KOing us in one hit. We then go back in, challenging her to another battle, and do the same exact thing as last time to her Kadabra, but this time the Mr. Mime doesn't land a critical hit on the Psybeam, and we are able to bite it 2 times, KOing it. We then do the same to her Venomoth, and then is her Alakazam. Now, Alakazam is interesting, because its special attack and special defense are through the roof, but its physical attack and physical defense are super duper low. So, if we can land any physical move on it, it's absolutely done for. Unfortunately, Hydro Pump does about half health. We then do Blizzard, which takes it down to red HP, but she uses a Hyper Potion and heals it back up to full health. It then Psychics us, KOing us afterwards. We then go back in, doing everything we had just done with her Kadabra, Mr. Mime, and Venomoth, leaving us back where we were left off at her Alakazam. We use Hydro Pump on it, finally KOing it with a critical hit. Finally earning us the Marsh badge. Next up, we make our way to Viridian City and make our way to the Pokemon Center to heal before going into Giovanni's gym, where I am bet 200 bits essentially $2 if I beat it on the first try. So, we had to do it. We then go in, and knowing that this is my only one try, that we gotta make it count. He sends out his Rhyhorn, who we easily KO, followed by his Dugtrio with Surfs. Next up is his Nidoqueen, who takes a couple hits, but we're able to KO. Earthquake on his Nidoking is pretty beefy, but we're able to Hydro Pump it with one hit, KOing it absolutely immensely. His Rhyhorn is his last Pokemon, and we KO it, earning our final gym badge. Woo! Wizard, thank you so much for the 200 bits. Thank you so much. And the first try, earning our 200 bits. That was pretty easy, actually. But before moving on any further, we went back to the Celadon department store, meaning going back through Rock Tunnel, and getting a bunch more X items, including specials, defenses, and speeds. We then made our way all the way back to Viridian City, and what do you know? Another rival battle. So, this time, we challenge Bad K once again to a battle. He sends out his Pidgeot, as usual, and we use him as fodder to beef up with our new X items. We KO it with one Surf, and he sends out his Venusaur, who, after those X items, we only take down to about a third HP, but it just uses Growth, and one Surf KOs it with ease. So, that was a bit of an interesting one. Don't really understand why he did that, but made it a whole heck of a lot easier for us, so I'll take it. He sends out his Rhyhorn, who we easily KO as well. Gyarados is next, and one Hydro Pump easily KOs it. His Growlithe and Alakazam are the last Pokemon that he has for us, both of which we absolutely obliterate with ease. And that was about the easiest rival battle we've experienced this challenge. We then make our way all the way through the bag check and all the way to the Victory Road. We save our game before it, and this is the home stretch of this challenge, or so I think at least. We make our way into the Victory Road and taught our Squirtle strength, allowing us to move around the boulders inside of the Victory Road freely, which is completely necessary to traverse through it. We then needed to make our way to Route 23, also known as the Indigo Plateau, which is essentially the housing of the Elite Four. We then made our way in and healed our team with the center inside. Then we went to buy potions, but we only had $3,000. So we then sold everything in our inventory we didn't need, sparing not a single penny, even selling off our TMs that we didn't need. But this only left us with $12,000, enough for only 3 full restores. So, we bought our 3 full restores, and yeah, this wasn't going to be a great attempt. We needed to grind or something, but we go in anyway. And just to test the waters and see how much we needed to grind. Lorelei is first. Her Dugong is sent out, and we only do an eighth of its health. Hydro Pump does a little bit better, but still only about a quarter of its health from full health. And so we reset, because, man, we just really need to grind. So we make our way back to Cerulean City and to Route 5, where the Pokemon Daycare is located. We make our way into the daycare and deposit our little squirtly boy inside. Now, in case you didn't know, in these games, one step in the game equals about 1 experience point for the Pokemon deposited. So we went biked up and down and up and down and up and down until our Pokemon were about level 80. Yeah, we got our Squirtle to level 80. After all of that biking and grinding, a level 80 Squirtle surely would be enough to defeat the entirety of the league. We then cut down the tree and made our way all the way back to Viridian City and to the Victory Road, and obviously to and through the Victory Road, back to Route 23 and the Indigo Plateau. We then healed our team at the Mart and made our way to the Pokemart, where we still only had $3,000, which was only enough for a single max potion. So, yeah, we really, really badly needed money. But with a level 80 Squirtle, I felt like we should be fine. We then sold some more stuff so we could afford 2 max potions, but still wouldn't be enough. We then saved our game and just went to test the waters and see how difficult it would be with our level 80 Squirtle. And we used Surf on her Dugong. And it did a quarter of its health only. That's how beefy it is and how little the leveling makes a difference. To top it all off, her Lapras knows Water Absorb, making it so that our water moves have no effect. And Double Edge only does about a third of its health. So that was quite the rude awakening, and we reset. It was just not possible, and we really, really badly needed money. So we go, and there's these group of 6 bikers outside of the cycling road. And with the VS Seeker, makes it so that you can rebattle trainers that you've already battled. So you can use that in the middle of these bikers, and it'll reset at least 3 of them at a time. Sometimes all 6, allowing us to grind for money. And we got $80,000. And to top that all off, we made our way all the way back to the badge check just past the Thunder Badge, where we find a Lepa Berry, which is a thing that restores 10 PP to any moves. Now, I was afraid of PP and running out of it during the league, so this is the perfect item that we can find to handle that. So we then make our way over to it and find the Lepa Berry with many tutorials, might I add. I couldn't find this thing for the longest time. But we end up finding it, and we saved our game. Now more prepared than ever to beat this challenge and finally beat the Elite Four. Next up, we make our way to the Victory Road and through the Victory Road for what will hopefully be the final time of this challenge. We make our way into the Indigo Plateau and make our way to the mart with our now established $82,000. And I decided to splurge a little bit, and we bought 25 full restores from the mart. We then go in and challenge Lorelei. Her Dugong is first up, who we OHKO with Double Edge. Her Cloyster quickly follows by Strength, and her Slowbro is fast after that. Double Edge is just absolutely chewing through all of her team members, but you do have to watch out for that recoil a little bit. But Strength and Double Edge just absolutely obliterated her entire Ice-type team. That's 1 down and 3 more to go. Next up is Bruno, who has always been a bit of a weak link of the Elite Four in this generation, so I wasn't very concerned about him. Especially us being a Water type and him having Fighting and Rock types. His Onix and Hitmonchan are no match for the physical prowess of my Squirtle, and neither is his Hitmonlee or Machamp. Last up is his final Onix, who we easily OHKO with Surf, beating Bruno with only 1-hit KOs. Next up is Agatha. Now, Agatha is a little bit tougher because her Ghost-type team causes some issues, and we very nearly KO her Gengar in 1 hit, but it survives on 1 HP. It then Confuse Rays us, causing us a little bit of trouble, and then, quite honestly, no trouble compared to this full restore. I mean, come on. All the way from 1 to full. We then are able to Surf and get a bit of a higher roll on it and KO her Gengar. Next up is Golbat, who we OHKO with Strength, and Arbok lives on 1 HP too. What is with this already? Come on, Agatha. We then KO it again with Surf. And next Pokemon is going to be another Gengar, this one level 58, but after a Hydro Pump, we easily KO it. Haunter is her last Pokemon, who Surf absolutely obliterates. That's 3 down and 1 more to go. Lance, the final member of the Elite Four. He sends out his Gyarados at first, who we take down to very low HP and then finish with a Strength. Next up is his Dragonair, who puts us paralyzed, unfortunately, but we are able to see through that and KO it, as well as the one that follows it, with a couple of Surfs. Next up is his Dragonite, who we are able to Hydro Pump for about 3/4 of its health, and then finish with 1 last Surf. Last is his Aerodactyl, who is a Rock type, so our Water moves absolutely mow through it. And that is all the members of the Elite Four done. You better believe I'm Pokemon Master. Next up, we use our Lepa Berry on Surf, who I really needed for Bad K's final battle of the Elite Four. It would only make sense that this challenge ends on a Bad K rival battle. We walk up to Bad K, ready to beat him. He sends out his Pidgeot as he has this entire run, and we use Double Edge. it takes it down to about a third of its health and finish it with a Surf. Next up is his Venusaur, our worst nightmare. But one Double Edge takes it all the way down to about half health. And due to recoil, we almost lose, but we are able to heal up before it hits us with a Solar Beam. We then use Hydro Pump while it's at about a third of its health and take it out. Smooth sailing to here. Now it's only downhill. We take out his Venusaur, who was our worst nightmare, and next up is his Alakazam, who we easily OHKO with Double Edge. Remember how I said physical moves are really helpful against it? Yeah, they're really good. Next up is his Rhydon, who we easily are able to one-hit KO with Surf, being super effective against it. Next is his Gyarados, who 2 Surfs are able to KO it, even though the last one was a critical hit. His Arcanine is the last and final Pokemon who we are able to easily KO. One thing to say. I have one thing to say to that, and that is...
That was easy.
Absolutely. Our Squirtle. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. The easiest Pokemon playthrough challenge ever to exist, as Squirtle is the best Pokemon of all time. Thank you all so much for watching this, and I appreciate you guys staying tuned in for this video with our one and only Squirtle. Level 96 Squirts, the absolute MVP of this run. Thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure to hit that subscribe button if you have not already. I love you guys, and peace.